So I just want to make something clear. The United States and Trump's plan to go for like Greenland, Mexico, and all of these other regional allies, it's not a matter of Trump just coming out of nowhere. The strategic approach for this is the fact that the United States has to consolidate. It is losing power geopolitically and globally. It has left Europe in shambles, the same way the United States and other major nations have done this in the past, but now they're taking it out on their own allies, primarily for the fact that the world is slowly being divided. It is divvied up based on new regional powers, and the United States is losing face. And the only reason that the US has maintained the dominance that it has is because it still maintains the dominance of the financial systems. So since it's still the world's reserve currency, since its fintech and all of its technologies are still pretty much dominant across the entire planet, the United States has been able to consolidate power in this industry. But now, when we look at what the future holds in the next 10 years, 15 years, we can understand the lens as to why Trump is doing the things that Trump is doing. Is because there are only two major ways for the US to reindustrialize, but the first one isn't really that important. But as far as the main reason is if you are able to annex or economically stifle another nation to leverage that nation to reindustrialize, provide the funding resources needed for your nation to reindustrialize. So pretty much just creating a subsidiary nation that allows you to extract everything, right? So imagine if the United States had a region to its south that had a large workforce and the capability to produce the industrial capacity that it needs. And imagine if it had a region to the north that had many of the resources that it needs in order to industrialize. It would put the United States in a pretty prime position to be able to set itself up to go through another boom cycle of industrialization. So this is the perspective, this is the strategic perspective and understanding as to why Trump is doing what it's doing, or why he's doing what it's doing, and they're doing what they're doing. Because abroad, the U.S. is going to have to leave Asia. Like, it's going to have to happen. The U.S. is not going to go into conflict with China anytime soon. This whole World War III stuff, like back when I was a little bit more politically naive, I used to say these things. That's not going to happen. But what will happen is that the United States will continually push Russia close, or push Europe closer and closer to war with Russia, using them as just a proxy conflict, as we're already seeing with Ukraine, to engage in a long-term battle of nutrition.